What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Power Sports Steve, and today we're here again at Extreme Power Sports in Opelika, Alabama. And folks, let me tell you, I'm excited about an all-new model from Yamaha, the new 2025 Yamaha Rmax4. This is not your standard Rmax. The 24 Rmax is now called the Rmax Compact. This is an all-new model, new chassis, new everything. So forget about what you know about Rmax, and you need to come check one of these things out. It is completely redesigned. We got 4 full-size doors, a bed that we can utilize, a dump bed feature to boot, adjustable suspension, radio, trail mode, crawler mode, sport mode, all the different things we're going to show you here in this video. So if you're interested in seeing the new Yamaha Rmax4, tag along for this video. And if you're new to the channel, appreciate if you like and subscribe. If you're not new to the channel, appreciate y'all coming back. Let's take a close look. All right, folks, we're gonna start right here in the front of the vehicle. Man, oh man, right off the get-go, look at the chassis. If you can look up in there, the A-arms and new Fox, I think it's the QS1 suspension is fantastic. It's got the winch already on. I'm surprised it doesn't have a synthetic cable, but that's, you know, beggars can't be choosers. Got the traditional Rmax look as far as the headlights and everything go. Like I said, the A-arms, a little bit of an arched A-arm on it, and look at the tires. These tires should stick out. 30-inch tall tires on the 14-inch wheel on this particular model. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm thinking this vehicle is beautiful, to be honest with you. It's got the little tree kickers on it on the back, which is awesome. If you know what a tree kicker is, you've been around for a minute, help get you on the trees whenever you're trying to turn in the woods. Liking all the graphics on the top of the vehicle, kind of your adventure theme. You're going to see that more on the dash here in just a minute, just to let you know. View from the passenger side, awesome. Little close-up of the Fox suspension. It's even got the camera on the back. You can get the front camera accessory as well that you can see on the dash. It does have a hitch on it, so you got plenty of tow capacity on this particular vehicle. No worries there. You got 600 pounds in the bed, and on the tow capacity, you're looking at right at 2,000 pounds, I believe. Let's see. Yep, 2,000 pounds. I said all new design. Look at the chassis, the A-arms on it. Really cool. Probably going to collect some mud and water in there, but I'm sure there's going to be a drain on the bottom if I was to look at it. So we're not gonna worry about that. Bed is the big talk, right? So the Rmax4 really doesn't have a bed to talk about, okay? This is mucho better. Kind of the jury's out, I think, on what I feel about this kind of design. I don't know why it's so choppy. I'm assuming that this is gonna be set up for accessories and all that. I haven't got into that yet with the new model, but I'm sure that's what it is. Does have the hooks on it to tie stuff down. Most beds are kind of flat, so it's kind of a little bit different, I'll have to say, but that's okay. That's just me being nitpicky and telling you what's different. Again, dump bed, right? Awesome. So now we have a little bit of access to get to the engine, which is way up in here. 1000 cc twin cylinder. Y'all know this, nothing new there. Self-explanatory. I'm going to show you the airbox here in a little bit. The airbox is up under the front of the hood. And we'll show you where all the electronics are, all that kind of fun stuff. Doors seem to be really solid, really nice. Both of them, front and back. And let's see if I can set the camera down. I'm not gonna do that. Actually, I could do that. Let's set the camera back down where it was, right? We'll cut and come back. All right, folks. So, by the way, gas tank's right here behind the passenger rear door. Holds, I believe, like 9.6, 9.7 gallons of fuel. Plenty of fuel to ride all day. And folks, check this out. I am 6'3". You've heard me say this 100 times. 230 pounds, give or take. It's got a grab handle on here. My feet are kind of riding up under the front seat, which is kind of cool. So it gives me a little bit more room in the bottom because I wear a size 14 shoe, and folks, that gets to be a problem. Knees, my knees are not hitting the bar, which is fantastic. I can't believe I'm not touching with my knees. You know, side to side, it's not got the most room, but I mean, let's put it this way. I'm not gonna be riding back here, so it really doesn't matter anyway. It's got the nice shoulder support, which I like. You know, I've kind of maybe liked that, maybe put my arm on here, I don't know, but I do like that when things get tough or things get gnarly, I'm gonna have some shoulder support to help keep me in here. Tons of I started to say leg room, headroom. I don't know why we need so much headroom. It's kind of funky. It's a very tall vehicle. I feel like Yamaha could have brought this down to maybe here, give or take, but nobody is going to complain about hitting their head or not having enough leg room. I'm just going to leave it at that, right? Regular seat belts don't have harnesses or anything like that in it. Obviously, I'm sure you could put your own harnesses in there, you know, 4-point, 6-point, whatever y'all want to do. Let's look at the back real quick before we go to the front. Really, really nice seats, nice bolstering on the seats, and it's a little dark in here, I know. We're going to take this thing outside here in a little bit. Let's look at the storage, okay? Here's something kind of cool. There's storage in the, I guess say the front of the rear, right? So, tons of storage there, and check this out. There's a little USB port on the back side, which is cool. And then there's another itty bitty little glove box right here. Let's pick up. Not super deep or anything, but there is actually room in there to put, you know, your phone or wallet or whatever. Cup holders, of course, right? And then on the passenger side, by the way, I didn't mention this, MTX sound system, speakers in the door on the front hand side, which is awesome. And then check this out, we got speakers in the rear door as well. All right, that is pretty cool. Floor, pretty typical, you know, of vehicles to have some kind of little pattern on the floor to keep it from being so slick when you get mud and water in here. Really the same seat front to back as far as all that goes. You do have the grab handle on here as well. It's going to be adjustable, right? So you got a little thing on here to adjust. And then we'll get in here. You do have the button on here for the glove box, which is cool. Of course, we got your manual and everything in here. Not a big deal, but seeing one glove box, you've seen them all. You do have a power port on the passenger side. And then we're going to work our way over, if I can get that back in there. You got a glove box here in the center, right? A couple of cup holders. You do have cutouts already for switches on the side, cutouts for switches here, cutouts for switches here. This thing's got switches, or potential to put switches everywhere. Can't hardly see because it's so dark, but there is a little USB cover flap right there for USB. You do have a parking brake still in the vehicle because there is no park in the transmission like a lot of vehicles have gone to, so keep that in mind. And the rest of this I'm going to get on the driver's side, okay? So I want to light up the display and light up the center dash. All right, let's do this. And I'm doing this inside too because there's actually some ambient lighting and the lights or the switches and stuff are lit up. You cannot see any of that stuff outside. So if I hit the key, you should see, look, you got ambient floor lighting. The switches are lit up blue, which is awesome. I'm gonna turn this off so you can see both displays, all right? You ready? Let's turn it on. Got Yamaha, both of them, all right? Got Wolverine coming up over here, a little video. And your other dash for driving over here. So tons and tons of stuff to talk about, okay? Let's get into this one. All right. So this is what's behind the steering wheel, basically. Kind of your control center almost, I call it, I guess, is what I'm gonna say. Uh-oh. Yeah, we don't want to turn the radio on. All right, so you do have a full-wheel drive indicator. You've got your suspension indicator. When I say suspension indicator, what I mean is adjustable suspension. I mentioned the Fox QS1 shocks. You've got a comfort mode, medium, and a firm. Depending upon what you're doing and how aggressive you're riding or how relaxed you want to be is going to determine what mode you're in, of course, okay? Self-explanatory. Drive mode. So we have got sport mode, all right? Every day, fast, have a good time. Trail is a little more linear on the power, a little more relaxed. And then crawl mode for those tough situations. We've got a lot of mud or water, not water, rocks, obstacles, things to get over, okay? That's what you're gonna wanna use, all right? Now we have one more thing at the top, EPS, which stands for the electronic power steering. Folks, we have multiple modes for power steering. At low speed, we want as much output from the power steering assembly as what we can get. So you turn it on high, then you got standard, then you got low. There is no button on here, and I don't know that it controls it, so I haven't found this, but there's one other thing I've read in the Yamaha stuff online, is that when you have the four-wheel drive locked, there's a power steering mode that it goes to give you more control and be able to turn the steering wheel a lot easier than what you can otherwise, okay? So keep that in the back of your head. On here, of course, you have your fuel gauge, you've got temperature, tells you what gear you're in, speedometer, I said already your four-wheel drive indicator. Now, one thing on here is this right here is not touchscreen. It's a full TFT display, so we probably could have made this touchscreen. I don't know why it's not. And by the way, I don't know if you know this, but it's got the helmet indicator right here. I don't know if you can see if you can. Yeah, there you go. So that just tells you the vehicle. You basically need to buckle up and put a helmet on. And of course, you got your seatbelt light on too, power steering lights on. But your control for this gauge cluster is right here. You got up, down, side to side, and then you got kind of a home button if you want to call it that. There's a home right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually take this and we're going to slide this over, right? We're going to click it. It goes into a main menu, or kind of a display menu, if you will. You can change the style, color, make it auto change from light to dark, all that kind of stuff. So what we're going to do is I'll go ahead and click the style, and you can see you've got classic, sport, adventure. Remember earlier when I told you about the graphics on the hood? I told you you're going to see some more of that, so let's go to adventure. We'll click that for yes. Oh, that's in night mode, so let me go back. I messed it up. Don't hate me. Don't give me a thumbs down just because of that. Just kidding. No big deal. Why can I not change the color? Maybe because I'm inside. Let me turn off the... There we go. Let's turn off the auto. Aha. Sorry, folks. We're learning kind of together. I thought I had this figured out, but I didn't, apparently. Let's go to the color. There we go. Dark, light, etc. So we'll just keep it on light. See, we're in adventure mode, so you got this kind of brown center, and then you can see that you got kind of the topographical overlay, or underlay, I guess we're going to call it, in the background. Kind of matches the graphics on the hood, which is kind of cool. Now, if you notice, it changes the whole layout. So speedometer's in the middle, gear indicator, your four-wheel drive now here, suspension and drive mode, everything's over here, power steering's over here, fuel gauge. It just changes everything you want to do, all right? And it doesn't matter which one you want to drive in. I mean, it's just totally up to you. We'll go to sport now and just kind of show you what sport looks like. Of course, we got sport dark on looks like, and it changes it up again. Just a different layout. It's kind of personal preference. A lot of manufacturers are giving you multiple options now, so just whatever you want to do. Let's go to the settings button. Of course, you can change all your units, all that kind of stuff. Set your clock, yada, yada, yada. You all know this. Trip, if you click all the way to the right over here, it allows you just to reset your service indicator and your trip, AB, all that stuff. And by the way, if you want to get back to the home screen, you can just click right or left, right? And it will light up the bottom, and then you just click it, and it'll take you back to home, okay? Pretty self-explanatory. So real talk, we've been talking, that it shows you four-wheel drive. You all probably know this, but you know, this new Yamaha Rmax has got turf mode. So if you don't know about turf mode unlocks the differential on the back, basically allows you to ride around your yard, use it for work, and you're not gonna rip up the grass and make your wife mad and holler at you and all that fun stuff. But then you got two-wheel drive, which is going to be, you know, your diff lock on the back, and you got your regular four-wheel drive. And then when you want ultimate traction, you change it all the way over to the diff lock, right? And it's going to lock front to back, side to side, all right? As most traction as you can get. Headlights, we got lights on, we've got high beam, and I should show you the lights on the front. I did not do that, so we'll do that here in just a minute. But before we do that, let's go over to the center dash. There's so much stuff on the center dash. So if there is, I've not found a radio function, and I believe there is no radio function, but if there is, that's new to me. But anyway, you can Bluetooth this to your phone. It's got the MTX sound system. You already heard that playing, so we're not going to worry about that and showing that what's on the radio there. You do have the compass below it. It is in demo mode right now because it's new, so don't worry about that. But the top there, you got your voltage output. You've got your Bluetooth icon showing you how much signal is in your phone. gear indicator, and then you have over here, you can look at your pitch and you can look at your roll. So if you're on a hill, maybe cattywampus, right? It's going to tell you what angle you're sitting at, which is really, really nice. And this is your main screen here. So again, it's going to tell you your GPS or give you the map in the middle as well. So there's two different screens for the home. So you hit the home again, and it's going to give you your fuel gauge on the right and put your pitch and your roll over here and still give you your map, which is kind of cool. If you just want the map, if you're using the GPS, boom, that's all you got to do, right? Hit the bottom. It's going to go into kind of your trip information. Not a big deal. Then this is a really cool feature here. Again, you got your pitch and your roll, and then also it's got your four-wheel drive stuff on here and your indicator on your transmission, which is cool. Really, really like it. It continues to click like this when it's in turf mode, just showing you that it's open. If I roll it over to two-wheel drive, now both of the rears are going to stay lit up. And then for four-wheel drive, you can tell it's just got kind of three wheels lit up, right? The front diff is open. And then if you lock it, boom, all four tires, right? It's going to indicate locked. Really, really cool. So we're going to take all that out because we don't need that. And let's keep going. Again, over to the radio, which is cool, or to the Bluetooth indicator. The backup camera. Let's talk about the backup camera. Man, I hate to say this because I'm a Yamaha fan. I love Yamaha bikes and stuff. And this camera looks kind of like an afterthought. I hate to say that. I hate to sound negative on new stuff. But man, we need a better camera, folks. What is up with this? I know what's behind me, and I can barely tell what's behind me. It's just, that is not good. Anyway, maybe there'll be an upgrade. And then you got a main menu on the far right-hand side. You can put a pin in here for some geofencing stuff. You can change your brightness in here. You can do all kind of stuff in here. Units, language, clock, service information, notifications for things, EQ for your radio, camera settings, and I clicked on camera. All the thing that came up is, yep, we do have the rear camera. The front camera is not installed. So I was hoping there would maybe be ability to change the pixels or zoom or something, but there is not. So I think what we're going to do, folks, we're going to take this thing outside. We're going to take it for a ride. I want to give you a little demo how the thing, or tell you how it rides, I think, in my opinion. And you can hear how it sounds. Still a little loud. Yamaha's always known as being loud. I think it just comes from the motor being a little closer to the driver. It's just a louder type vehicle is all there is to it. This is definitely a more recreational type vehicle than a work vehicle. I would not compare this to a Ranger 1000. I compare it more to the General or the Expedition, or maybe a Commander in the Can-Am lineup. But having the dump bed is going to change this for a lot of people. You do have a rearview mirror in here, just FYI. I'm sure you all know that. But and the wheel tilts, right? You got tilt, so no big deal. And plenty of room. Again, I'm 6'3", and I don't know if you can tell where my feet are. I don't have a whole lot of room on the left-hand side because the wheel well comes up here, but it's not bad. Not bad at all. I can live with it. But let's take it outside, go for a ride, and go from there. All right, folks, one thing I forgot to show you is how to get the hood off and show you where all the Airbox and electronics are on this vehicle. So we're gonna do that real quick. It's got the little latches on here. Just turn them, and it's gonna pop right there. It's got some rubber grommets all the way down is what it is. So you gotta kind of come down, slide the thing off the front, and there you go. All right, let me put this in here so we don't get it beat up. So as you can see, we've got your Airbox down in here now, which is awesome. All of your electronics are up on the top. So basically what this means is it's gonna keep everything as high as possible, out of the mud, out of the dirt, out of the water, all that fun stuff. I mean, you can even see that we got your battery in here. A lot of vehicles got your batteries up under the seat, electronics up under the seat. So Yamaha was really thinking when they moved everything to the front of the vehicle up under the hood. Really, really smart, really like the design, really, really pleased with that. So just want to show you that real quick, okay? All right, folks, let's take this thing for a little drive. Starts super well, you already know this. Got a CVT transmission if you don't know, reverse neutral, high range, low range. Yamaha actually has a 10-year warranty on their, limited warranty on their belt system, just to let you know, not the transmission, but on the belt. So keep that in the back of your head. Apologize for the radio coming back on. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna ride this in comfort mode. We got the power steering turned up. We're gonna put it in sport mode and high range. We're just gonna kind of tool around a little bit. I will say the power steering, man, it's super smooth, y'all. All right, cannot complain. Let me lower the wheel here a little bit. Sorry about that. I don't like it that high. All right, just gonna ride around the yard here a little. Let's change the power steering just for funsies. Let's put the power steering down in low. Let's turn it to trail mode just for funsies. You can see it said trail on there, which is kind of cool. That's, wow, totally different engagement with the power. Like, completely kind of detuned the takeoff, made it a little more relaxed. Not necessarily. It's completely, as they say, it's more linear, is what Yamaha likes to say, and that's, I would say, definitely. And then I'm curious, actually, if we put it into firm mode. Ooh, look at that! It puts firm up on there. I hadn't even done that yet. That's kind of cool. Let's see what happens. See if we can kind of tell a difference on the ride. So, I'm a little perplexed, I'm not gonna lie. Putting it, I think I like it more in firm, which I would not have anticipated unless that's telling me that comfort is just too soft, which is very possible. So, you know, there is a too soft option, you know, for suspension. So, I mean, you definitely have more roll in the comfort mode as far as side to side and all that kind of stuff. It does feel like I maybe feel everything a little bit more than what I did in the firm. Yeah, definitely. I think I might be inclined just to ride this thing in firm the whole time I own it. I don't know. I'd have to play with it some more. Obviously, this is just a very minimal little test drive. I'm just doing this for y'all, but I'm gonna leave it in comfort. I'm gonna put the power steering back in high because there's no reason not to. And then you have crawl mode, okay? So that's another option. Again, you know, a lot of times probably people that put it in high, you're gonna have it full wheel drive, you're gonna have it in low, and you're just gonna be, you know, literally trying to tool around the trail, you know, not trying to go fast. You can tell that the motor, you know, is turning, you know, almost 4,000 RPMs, and I'm barely moving. But I could see where it would come in handy if you had, you know, some rocks to get over and you didn't want to go banging around and everything. But folks, that's kind of the ins and outs of this thing. Again, really appreciate y'all watching. If you would, give us a like and then subscribe to the channel would be awesome, and hit that bell for notifications. We got more videos coming constantly. There's new models coming in every day, folks. Maybe at some point we can take this thing out and take it on a trail and do a video. I don't know if that's going to happen. I'd love to compare this to maybe a new Polaris Expedition if we get the chance, or maybe even the Commander. I don't know if we'll get that option or not. It's kind of hard to do away from the shop. But I appreciate y'all watching. See you next time.